Hello Geminis and welcome back to my channel. This is Awaken Healings with Jess. I'm here to bring you your general reading for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Take what resonates, leave what does not. You'll know what's meant for you. And if for some reason this message isn't clicking with you, just go ahead and check out your videos for your Moon, Rising, and Venus signs as well, because those may contain additional messages for you or maybe just resonate a bit better. All right. So we are in Sagittarius season. We are kicking off the holiday season, with Thanksgiving. I guess technically we kicked it off with because people start getting the groove of parties and celebrations and being with friends and family. But there's always something unique and special and a bit more emotional with Thanksgiving. But yeah, I personally see the holiday season starting off back in October with and Dia de los Muertos on the 1st of November. So for me, that's when it kind of started. But anyway, so here we are. So I've already pulled your card Celtic Cross spread using the Mystic Dreamers Tarot. Oops, yeah, it is showing up correctly. Sorry, for some reason I thought I had it, facing the opposite direction, showing the face cards, but no, it's fine. And I'm also using the Goddess of the Moon Oracle deck, and that's for your 3-card spread, pulling your theme cards for tonight's reading. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so your first card that you have is Fruition. It's also the 7 card. So then 3 plus 7 is which is beginnings, and reduces to 1, which is, it's endings, and reduces to 1, which is beginnings. All right, but the point is that this is the card of fruition. So let me just kind of move this. I feel like the light's a little bit harsh. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a little bit better. All right, so I feel like you're coming into abundance. I feel like, the universe is blessing you with gifts and health, wealth, abundance, friendships. I feel like you feel very full. I feel like your life feels very fruitful and you're sort of, in this creative energy space, so to speak. And that pretty much whatever you ask for, you're going to get. So I feel like for you, life is good. Life is feeling really good. Like I said, it's feeling really full, fruitful, abundant, very abundant. I feel like this is maybe even some Thanksgiving energy, just sort of like the harvest and being around friends and family and food and breaking bread and just really connecting with people. So I do feel like your heart space is very full right now. All right. Up next is the card of Discernment. This is a card, so another card of endings, but also beginnings. So that's what are. So yeah, I feel like you're moving on from situations that no longer served you, and I feel like you're a bit more cautious and a bit more careful with who and what you're letting into your life now. You are adding an extra layer of discernment to towards people and energy that's coming into your life. There's more of a filter, more of a screening mechanism in place just to make sure that what you are allowing into your life is certainly there for you wholeheartedly, and it's in your highest good. So I feel like you're definitely taking precaution to be careful about, the new energy coming in. And lastly, it's a 3 card. This is Realization. And yeah, I feel like you've been through a lot, Gemini. I feel like a major cycle has completed, and it resulted in a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of soul growth, and I feel like you've learned the lessons, the hard lessons, and I think you're grateful and thankful for that. And I feel like you're taking these lessons away with you, and you're right there ready to enter a new phase in your life. You're exiting a dark period or exiting a karmic situation. This is the past. You're leaving the past behind, getting ready to walk into your new cycle, your new life, which is going to be fruitful and abundant and bright and happy and full of love and joy. So yeah, I think you're coming to that realization that you can have it all and you can manifest anything that you want in this life. This is your life to live. It's your life to create. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. You just have to allow it to come in and, just flow with it. Divine timing essentially is what this is. You just can't rush it. But I do feel like right now, especially with the holiday season, you're definitely in a portal. You're going through a portal and transitioning, and I feel like your friends and family are certainly there to help you transition and move you across into your new cycle. I do feel like there are some painful endings that are back in here, but I do feel like with your support system, your friends and family, they got you back. They got your back, plus your spirit guide. So you're definitely divinely guided and divinely supported. Okay, so Gemini. So what I'm going to do for you, like I said, I have your Celtic cards, your Celtic cross spread, and I'm going to go ahead and just take a moment to flip the cards. So just give me a second. Let me see what comes up. Yeah, interesting. Okay. I do see healing here. I do see an ending. Yeah. Bottom of the deck is the Judgment card. This is the most religious card of the deck. But this is all about divine timing. This is all about forgiveness. It can be the card of forgiveness. I feel like this is also the card of answering the call. This is about hearing the call and getting in alignment with what your true soul purpose here is on earth. What are you supposed to be doing with your life, essentially? It's reversed, so I feel like you're ignoring it. You're just like, no. For some reason, there's a block against what this could mean. This could mean a career change, and I think you know it, but you're just like, I'm not ready to go down that direction. There's other factors that need to come into play and come into alignment in order for me to take that step to leave the career and really do what I'm supposed to do, because maybe it's more of a financial thing. But yeah, I feel like this could also be the card of forgiveness, and I feel like maybe you're just not ready to forgive yet. You are doing the soul work because it's reversed. This has to do with your own personal energy. Maybe you're forgiving yourself for certain activities and certain things that were said and done. Yeah, sometimes you have to forgive yourself in order to forgive others, right? So let's see what comes out, all right? This is interesting. Central to your reading is the Six of Pentacles reversed. Out of balance. I feel like you're not feeling balanced. You're not feeling supported. I feel like this is more, maybe you gave more than you received. And you're trying to balance that out. I think that you are more of a giver and you thought that it was going to be reciprocated and it wasn't. I think you personally, I feel like your energy is just sort of all over the place right now. You're not feeling very grounded because crossing you is the Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is endings, painful endings, but it's temporary. This is clearing up, and I think this is why you're feeling out of sorts and out of balance, because you are going through something, and I feel like someone upset you and disappointed you and hurt you, and now you're thinking about how to move on, and I feel like this happened a while ago, and that you're holding a grudge, or not so much a grudge, but there's resentment there. There is a wall. There is a block, and it's it's hard to forget. Excuse me. Interesting. I feel like you're struggling with your words. Throat chakra is just affected by that. So I feel like some of you are choking on your words, and some of you are finding it difficult to apologize. Maybe some of you have to apologize, but I think you're also finding it difficult to forgive. And the point before I started, not choking, I don't want to say choking, but when I started coughing, I was trying to talk about forgiving, that you were in the process of working to forgive this person that hurt you, that upset you, all right? And it wasn't a fair and balanced relationship. I think you got the short end of the stick in this one, Gemini, because you are turning within. Foundational to what's going on, to the issue at hand, is the Four of Pentacles, self-preservation. I feel like this is sort of like the precursor to the Hermit card, but you're turning within, you're shutting down, you're hanging on to, your finances, you're not spending a lot of money. Maybe you did. Maybe with that relationship that's ending, maybe you spent a lot of money on that person. Maybe you felt like if you kept buying what they wanted, that they would reciprocate to you in love, that they would reciprocate with emotional love, and they didn't. I get the sense that you're in protective mode, self-protect. You're guarding your heart, you're guarding who you are, and you're closed off. And I feel like this is more of the discernment card. This is this discernment energy that was coming in central to your reading, right? Yeah, like this is you applying that extra layer of discernment and of being careful and cautious about who you are letting in your life now. But regardless, you have the card of fruition. That's abundance, right? And I feel like I still do get the sense that even though you're going through this breakup and this difficult situation, I think you still feel really good. I think you're healing. You're definitely healing. Because up in your recent past is the Four of Swords. You have the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, and this is just going within. Because Four of Swords is feeling exhausted. This could be heavy meditation, but I feel like this is you just healing. It's like, all right, I'm stopping. I'm unplugging. I don't feel like being around people right now. I kind of need to do my own thing. So you're in self-preservation mode, isolation mode, self-protect mode, and just really recovering. I do get the sense that, this happened a while ago, and you're recovering from it, and you're trying to rebalance your energy and, move on from all this. But I think you're looking for a way to accept what happened and to process it and to make sense of it. And I think you're evaluating and assessing your role in this situation. And I really think you're struggling with the idea of forgiving the individual, and also making an apology yourself. Yeah, for whatever role and responsibility that you have in this situation. Your mind's eye is Nine of Cups reversed. I think some of you are expecting an apology, or waiting for an apology to come forward. Knight of Cups, it's water energy, so maybe some of you had a water sign reversed out of your life. This could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This could also be a healing. I feel like this could be a message of it could be a message of love. It could also be a message of forgiveness and apologies as well. But it's reversed. So this is in your mind's eye. I feel like this is you being resistant to extending forgiveness, extending that cup of forgiveness and apologizing. Okay? I think you really are struggling with that. I get the sense it's an ego thing. Pride and ego is at play in that process right there. In your near future, Three of Cups reversed. This is you turning within. This is solitude. Again, we're seeing that supported with the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. Yeah, you're definitely just taking a step back right now, especially with the holiday season. I feel like you're like, okay, I'm over and done with it. Christmas is probably canceled for me, and that's okay. And that's all right. I mean, if that's where you are, Gemini, then so be it. That's happened to me where I've had some trials and tribulations happen just before the holiday. And there was one year where I said, you know what, Christmas is canceled. And the week prior, I actually put up decorations and I was like, yeah, I don't want this up here. And I took them all down. And I felt really good about it. I felt relief because I felt like the Christmas decorations were just sort of mocking the situation for me. And I felt like a heavy weight was on my chest. There was just something about having the Christmas tree up and all those decorations out. I was like, no, this isn't even energy. This doesn't vibe. I admire it and it is beautiful, but no, it can't be in my house. And the moment I took it down, let me tell you something, Gemini. I felt 4 times better. I felt at peace. I could sleep better. So I get this. I get the sense that some of you be going through something like that right now, and that is totally fine. That's totally fine. There's no need to decorate. There's no need to get caught up in this crazy holiday mess. No, because that's not the essence of the holidays at all. The essence of the holidays is understanding that we, our friends and family, that's a gift enough, right? You being in their lives, you are a gift to them. Yeah. That's the essence of the season, is connectedness. Not this materialistic shit, not the, let's go spend, dollars on Black Friday and, no. You don't buy your way into people's hearts. It's nice to exchange heartfelt gifts. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But, to go out and just blow a ton of money and, do the whole holiday crazy thing. No, not if you're not feeling it. Not if you're not feeling it. So don't feel pressured to go down that road if you don't want to, Gemini. Because I do get the sense that you really are just turning within and just healing and just taking the time out for yourself just to be alone with your thoughts, to process and to clear this karma, to clear the situation and create space for something new, something beautiful, something more fruitful and abundant. So I do, like I said, fruition is around you. The energy of fruition and abundance is around you. I think you're just trying to work with that energy and how to make it tangible here in the 3D. But in order to do that, you need to take some time by yourself. It just so happens you're doing it right now in the beginning of the holiday season, and that is fine. That is fine. All right. All right. So how you view yourself, Knight of Wands. I feel like you're out of touch with life, not life itself, but I think you're out of touch with the zest for life. I feel like, your creative mode should be a bit blocked, and I feel like you might be a bit lethargic and just, unmotivated, and that's cool, that's fine, because that's where you're at right now. I feel like some of you, this could be a message from a fire sign, a Leo, a Sagittarius, an Aries. So maybe some of you reversed out a fire sign, in your lives. But this could also mean that you're getting in touch with your inner child, and you're getting in touch with your inner spirit to really dissect what you want your life to look like from here on out, and what joy and happiness really means to you. Because I think that you had an outdated version or definition of joy and happiness, and that have served you well once upon a time, but not now, because you've grown, you've expanded, you've been broken open, and now it's like, okay, look, this is me now. This is the new version of me after the fact, after all that. So I think you're taking the time to really define what happiness and passion means to you in this lifetime. And you are doing soul, going through a soul expansion time, because you have 2 of Wands in your environment. This is, I think you're harnessing the energy of Jupiter. Jupiter's doing some really cool things, astrologically speaking. And this is very Jupiterian. This is you just really cracking open your mind. It's like, all right, what's gonna make me happy? Let's think beyond. Let's think beyond the norm. Let's think soul expansion, big dreams. Think big. Because as we were kids, that's what we used to do. We're like, oh, I'm gonna be an astronaut. It's like, oh, well, you're very ambitious. You go. And how many of us actually became astronauts? You know what I mean? So it's tapping into that creative, expansive energy. It's like, what do you want? And it can be something crazy, Who's to say that you can't have that in your life? So this is soul expansion, and this is you really thinking about your future. It's like, all right, where do I want to be in a year from now? So 20, what do you want that to look like? And then 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So it's like, you're kind of laying down some benchmarks for you to reach and achieve. And it's like, all right, I have this massive idea, and it resonates, and I'm just going to go for it. And I think you're also taking time to literally create some benchmarks that are achievable, to break down that big chunk, that big dream, into manageable chunks, and then taking those big chunks and then creating like sub stepping stones, sub benchmarks. It's like, okay, benchmarks within the benchmark. So that's just kind of how you could break down a really big dream and make it real. I think this is you just really just thinking outside the box, and just thinking about how you can just make life a fucking awesome dream, right? And make that dream a reality. So, okay. So in your environment, Queen of Cups, I do get the sense that this is a healing, and I do get the sense that maybe you were dealing with a water sign, and maybe that water sign has grown and matured and is ready to come in and offer an apology, or vice versa. So, again, water signs are Pisces, Scorpio, Cancers. But I also get the sense that this is you filling up your soul cup, with the amount of isolation that's going on. I do get the sense that you are nurturing yourself, and this is self-care, really at the root of the meaning of this card. This is self-care and realigning yourself with divine intuition. This is you healing. This is you healing and moving on. In your outcome, 3 of Pentacles, upright. Yeah, I feel like this is you when you're ready, seeking assistance. This is teamwork, the card of teamwork. And I do feel like, you're going to be ready to, get back out there and be a bit more practical with life choices and life decisions. And I think you're going to be a bit, like I said, you're going to apply that extra level of discernment to filter out what's no longer serving you, or to filter out people who aren't quite genuine with their intentions in your life. So I feel like this is you just coming back to your social circle, and really just leaning on your friends and family to get you through this transitional period, right? And yeah, it's okay. Like I said, take time for you, take time for in solitude, but you may also want to step out every now and then to get some fresh air and just sort of check in with your friends. This is earth energy. So earth energy is very grounding. It's very healing. So being around friends and family, even if you're going out for like coffee, or, maybe it's like just getting together for like a casual lunch or something, that's very healing for the soul. And that might be really good for you to help you sort of redefine what happiness means, what connectedness means. It's going to help you heal this heart chakra, because I feel like it's blocked, and I feel like you're closing it down, and it's like, well, if it's closed down, you're emotionally unavailable and you're repelling new opportunities of love, right? So the sooner that you can heal your heart space, and the sooner that you can forgive the other party, the sooner you'll be able to open your heart to receive love, receive gifts of abundance, and you're going to be in an energy of receptive mode in the universe, and be like, okay, you are now ready to receive the gifts we're about to bestow upon you. And it doesn't always have to be love. It can be health, wealth, abundance, things like that. But love, ultimately, too, right? When you're ready. But you have to be in receptive mode in order to receive it. If not, you're going to push all that away. All right? We heal ourselves with an open heart. We heal ourselves from the heart space, all right? Let me just take a sip of tea. Yummy. Okay, so let's go ahead and check in with the Untamed Truth Oracle deck. And this cool little deck just allows me to extrapolate any synchronistic messages, anything that needs to come forward that needs to be clarified further. Yeah, interesting. First card is endurance. You have what it takes to endure this situation. You have what it takes to process everything and to move forward and move forward with, personal strength and wisdom. And you're going to be fine. You're definitely going to be fine. It's just that, it's a little bit of a challenging time period right now. And, endurance is what's required to get you through this cycle. And it's the ending of a cycle, okay? So this isn't going to last forever. It's temporary. It's not the funnest, but you will endure. You definitely will endure, because your spirit guides are with you in the spirit world, and then you have a really good network of circle and friends is what I'm picking up, okay? Creation is coming in reversed, yeah. So this is Metatron's cube. This is the blueprint of the creation plans for the universe. I feel like this card, the card of creation, is synonymous with the Magician card in the tarot deck. And because it's coming in reverse, this means that you're out of balance. And I think when you're thinking about your future and you're thinking about what you want, it's really imperative that you get clear with yourself, with your intention, and that you really know what it is that you want to call into your life. Because it's really difficult to create and manifest from a place of unhealed heart space and resentment and frustration. So if the heart chakra is blocked, you're going to block a lot of your other chakras. And having an open heart chakra is really key and pivotal to manifesting your best life. So once you're able to heal yourself, then you're going to be able to create the life that you want and co-create with spirit energy. Air is coming in, all right? And I feel like this is about mental clarity. Yeah, it's doing things to help relieve the mental blockages and the fogginess that you're experiencing right now. I feel like yoga would be great for you at this time. A lot of breathing exercises, a lot of yoga nidra. You can even do some of this at home. It's just like a lot of healing breathing exercises, like the alternating nostrils techniques. There's a lot online, so just check that out, because that might help settle you down. That might help you get you grounded, especially when you're feeling up in a frenzy and a tizzy mentally and emotionally. But this could also be, this is you guys coming into balance. I mean, Geminis, you guys are air signs. So I feel like this is saying, all right, Gemini, you got to get it together. You got to clear the mental clutter and, stop the analysis paralysis and the overthinking. Because if you're trying to manifest from air energy, from intellectual, logical headspace, it's detached from your emotional side. So, you can do it. It's just you're not gonna be satisfied with the results, is what I'm trying to say. So clear the mental blockages, do what you can to clear your air energy, and really think about the yoga thing. You may also want to journal, write down your thoughts, and it's a tool and a technique to work on your communication. It's a technique to see sort of how you think through things. You have the issue, and then there's all your thoughts surrounding it, and it's like, well, what's bothering you? What are you trying to say? And then you can go back and you're like, oh, there it is in black and white right here on this page of how I'm approaching this situation or how I'm viewing the situation. And here's where I can make changes. So it's a way to visually and physically see your thought process, all right? So you might want to think about journaling as a technique. In partnership, reversed, you're definitely out of balance with your relationships. This is a relationship, a partnership between you and spirit. So when this comes in reverse, this is saying, yeah, you're out of alignment with your intuition, you're out of alignment with your higher self, and it's a great time to meditate. Meditate and to just get still and get grounded and just listen to the messages that come through. Because Gemini, truthfully, all the answers lie within you. Your wisdom all lies within yourself, and I think you know what needs to be done. It's just getting into alignment and accepting the truth of that. And that's where we get ourselves tripped up, is because we're refusing to accept the truth. We're refusing to accept that that's reality. And we're trying all sorts of other things to manipulate and to go around and alter reality. And it's like, well, that's cute, but no. Because ultimately the universe will be like, okay, yeah, we let you do all that, but now we're going to bring you into alignment and you're going to have to face the music, and this is the situation. And the universe has an interesting way of making you face the music, and we do that through a tower moment. So right now, I'm not seeing any indications that you're heading that way, because it's still a bit early. So you have time. You have opportunities to sort yourself out, and expand yourself and move on from this painful beginning. From this painful ending. But it's definitely about healing yourself, healing your heart chakra, and, moving on with grace and abundance and balance and peace, ultimately, right? Okay, so let's check in with these little guys. This is the, wait a little bit more. This is the Pure Love Oracle. Sorry, you all. I had a light, but the sun went down, and it kind of changed how my setup was. So now I have to play with the angle, and sometimes it looks really dark, sometimes it looks too bright. So I think I may have found an angle that's gonna work for now. So yeah, this is the Untamed, why am I saying Untamed Oracle Truth? I just did that. Pure Love Oracle. Okay. So we're checking in with soulmates and twins. We're pulling 2 cards for the masculine and 2 cards for the feminine, and we'll just see how this goes. Let's see what messages come out. Oh yeah, 2 right there. Okay. Yeah. So masculine would like to share to his feminine, I feel so connected to you, and we need to clear the air with honesty. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. And feminine would like to share to her masculine is, I feel hurt by you, and I wish you could be here right now. Yeah. So I am getting the sense that there is definitely a separation going on right now, and I'm getting the sense that, I think there's interest in wanting to reconcile. Masculine definitely feels connected to you, feminine, and he is interested in clearing the air. So he is interested in coming to the table to have that cleansing, healing, heart-to-heart conversation, to talk about the process and the step forward to reconcile. And I think you're accepting, feminine, because you're saying, I wish you could be here right now. I feel hurt by you. I feel hurt by you, but I wish you could be here. So I do think that this couple, I think you're ready. I do think that you're ready to take that step towards healing and reconciling. And yeah, I think there can be something going on for you all by Christmas time. I really do. It may not be like a full-fledged, full-on committed relationship. I definitely see it monogamous. That's one thing. So it's monogamous. It's just not committed, like full-on boyfriend girlfriend situation, or however you connect with that energy. It's just, I think you'll be in regular communication, and it might still be a little bit early and a little bit casual before it evolves and you both are comfortable with, solidifying the connection a bit more. But I do think that by Christmas there might be something casual and in regular conversation, but very easygoing. It's just very early stages. Let's just talk about things and see how things play out and see where we're at and see if you all can really forgive one another for what was done to create the separation. I get the sense that it wasn't really anything heavy. It could have been just like a big disagreement or just competing priorities. And, I think one just didn't really have enough time to devote to the relationship like the other one wanted. So I do get there was a lot of imbalances. And you just had to take time apart, in order to settle things down. I get the sense that this was like a lot of work stuff. That work got in the way, a lot of work commitments. I don't get the sense that it was anything really, anything wrong. I'm not getting infidelity. I'm not getting cheating. I'm not getting anything like that. I'm just getting the fact that, feminine says she feels hurt by the masculine. I get that she just wasn't prioritized. And I think she wanted more out of the commitment, out of the relationship, like more of a commitment. And the masculine just wasn't quite there yet. I get the sense that the masculine just was bogged down with work. It could have been a lot of, late meetings. It could have been just like a lot of business travel, and just with a lot of long hours at the office. He would come home tired and was like, look, I don't want to go out. I don't really want to do all that stuff. I just want to be home and chill, Or he would make time to see his friends because there was, some pre-planned, gatherings and stuff. And that's when the feminine's like, look, you can go out with your friends, but you can't go out with me. So I don't know. It just wasn't great timing, but there's definitely love there and there's definitely a connection there. It's clear in the air with honesty. It really is. It's just like, I feel like the masculine is now at a point where his work schedule has stabilized enough to where he has more of a rhythm established. And I think now he's able to see where he can create pockets of time for the feminine. But you guys have to talk about it. And feminine, you have to be a little bit more flexible and forgiving too. So I think you have to kind of think about like what a balanced and healthy relationship means. And I feel like for this particular feminine, she got caught up in sort of not like the hallmark definition of relationship, but sort of like the commercial aspect of it. And I'm sorry, but like that is the stuff that's going to be a relationship killer. It's having these unrealistic expectations, because that's not what life is about. To make relationships work, it's about communication, flexibility, and it's how well you problem solve together. Really, that's what saves relationships, is communication and problem solving skills. If you guys can do those two critical skills together and do it well together, you got nothing to worry about. Everything can always be worked out because you're able to do that. But if you can't, and if there's a set of unrealistic expectations, set upon you by some external source, well, then you're doomed, So feminine, get in touch with yourself and really understand what a relationship means to you and be ready to verbalize that and to express it. But make sure it's realistic, okay? So, all right. So let me know how that resonates with you. Let me know how everything works out. I'm very curious to see, will you all be together by Christmas? I hope so. I'm always a big cheerleader for love. I love stories and happy endings. So, that makes me happy. All right. So I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards for you all. Yeah, we'll take these two. You have a bonus on that one. So I'm pulling from the Sacred Rebel Oracle deck, and then going to pull an Animal Spirit card for you all. And then we'll conclude with the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. These are always really large and kind of like slippery. Okay. Oh, very nice. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Okay, so you have two cards from the Sacred Rebels deck. And the first card is Inner Trust. Yes, inner knowing. And I was saying that in the beginning of the reading, is that you need to trust yourselves and the wisdom lies within you. And I feel like this is you just really taking the time to get in alignment and to listen to the truth and being able to look the truth in the face and be like, all right, I'm no longer afraid of you. I know how to work with that answer. I know how to work with that outcome. And here's what I'm going to do about it. And it's accepting the truth, accepting what happened had to happen because it happened for your highest good and for highest good of the other people or person involved. And it wasn't fun, but there's a reason why it happened. And I think you know why that is, because the answers always lie within you. All the answers lie within us. We just have to get still. We have to get quiet. We have to just turn off all the external noise and the bullshit and be like, all right, I'm now ready to listen. What do I need to see? What do I need to hear? What do I need to know? And the answers will be revealed. They're deep within us. It's just like, all right, I know that. I've always known that that was the answer. I've always known that that was the outcome. Let me sit with that. Let me make peace with it. Because I feel like there's an inner struggle, like denial, like, I don't want to accept that. I want to accept the truth. But now you're coming to that point where it's like, yeah, let's look at this head on and deal with it so we can move on towards our future. And your second card that came out is What Is Already With You. Came in reverse. And I feel like it's coming in reverse because there is a certain element of denial. Yeah, I feel like there's a certain element of denying the truth and just not being ready and willing to accept it. But you're coming into alignment. So I like that, there's butterflies being shown in this card, and that's transformation. That's a symbol of transformation and healing. So you're coming to terms with all of this, all right? So up next, your spirit animal is the elephant, which is a beautiful message, very powerful message. It's about forging a path, breaking down obstacles, clearing the path for you to move forward in your future. And yeah, the elephant is very auspicious and very lucky, very spiritual being. I really wish that these would be in alphabetical order so that we can find the meanings a lot quicker, but they're not. I don't even know how they're ordered, but it's so random. Elephant is, they might be under fire. There we go. Here we go. All right, it's a beautiful message. I love the elephant. So the words for the elephant is unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. Yes, I do feel like you are feeling a bit stuck because you do have the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Swords right next to one another. So you're not moving. You're not going anywhere. You're staying stuck in one place. You're in self-protect mode, self-preservation mode. And I think you're doing the inner work to clear these mental blocks, looking for a way to waiting for the path to reveal itself, essentially. The elephant is here to do that for you. The spirit, the energy of the spirit animal, the elephant is here to help increase your intuition and help you raise your vibrational energy to move on and move forward once the path is revealed to you. You have to get yourself into alignment for it first in order for these new opportunities to manifest in your life. So I think you're doing that. You're definitely doing that, Gemini. You're clearing the mental space, the mental clutter. And once you're able to clear this your mind's eye, once you clear that, you'll know exactly what to do, and you'll know exactly where to go, and your heart space will open up, and you'll be much more ready to receive the gifts of abundance, okay? All right, lastly, for your Nature's Whispers card is be spontaneous. I like that. I really do. I do feel like, even though you're not feeling so social right now, because there's a lot of self-isolation, being spontaneous is a great way to bring yourself out of this funk, this feeling of stuckness. Do something fun. Do something out of the ordinary. For some of you who've always wanted to try belly dancing, you should do it now. You should. Go sign up for that class like tomorrow. Seriously. Just do anything that's going to change this energy. You might want to try out a new fitness class, a new dance class, a new art class. Things like that deal with self-expression, with self-movement. Dancing is about physical self-movement, and there is a lot of self-expression because you put your own rhythm, your own little personal signature onto some of those movements. Taking an art class, dealing with painting, maybe a clay class like pottery or something, or like those wine and design classes where you get a group of friends, you pay like $80 to go drink wine and paint a picture. And the picture's already like pre-done. Those are so much fun, but it's spontaneous and it's a bit creative because you're playing with color, you're playing with paint, and even though you all are trying to paint the same picture, they all look so different, and it's so much fun. So that might be something for you all to do. Tis the season to get together with friends and family. Get outside. You don't want to stay holed up, in your home or apartment for too long, because then it gets depressing and you start to really lower your vibrational energy, and then you're dealing with another extra layer of obstacles, and you don't need that. So keep things fun and lighthearted, and allow yourself to laugh, allow yourself to have fun, and just be spontaneous. Tap into your inner child. Tap into the spirit of your inner child, and what used to make you laugh as a kid? What brought you joy? What did you like to do as a kid that you're not doing now? What can you do now to kind of reclaim that energy? That's what this means, all right? So, Gemini, that's all I have for you for tonight. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for, checking out your messages. They are quite something. You've got a lot of things going on, but you have some really great messages of hope and inspiration that came in through the divine for you all to hear tonight, all right? So, love and light to all of you. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate all of the current subscribers and cross watchers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to all of the new viewers. You're here. You're being here divinely guided. This is no accident. You had to hear this message tonight for some reason, okay? So please hope it resonated with you. Give this video a like. By you liking it, helps increase the viewership for other fellow Geminis to receive this message of love and light and healing. So help them heal. Help them receive that message by giving this video a thumbs up, all right? Much appreciated to all of you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the bell. That lets you know when I release new content, all right? So happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.